We are on Monday of the Easter week, and the Gospel of today that we will read is taken from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 28, verses 1 to 15. Let me read it for you. After the Sabbath and towards dawn on the first day of the week, Mary of Magdala and the other Mary went to visit the sepulchre. And all at once there was a violent earthquake, for the angel of the Lord, descending from heaven, came and rolled away the stone and sat on it. His face was like lightning, his robe white as snow. The guards were so shaken or frightened of him that they were like dead men. But the angel spoke, and he said to the women, "There is no need for you to be afraid. I know you are looking for Jesus, who was crucified. He is not here, for he has risen, and he said he would, as he said he would. Come and see the place where he lay. Then go quickly and tell his disciples, he has risen from the dead, and now he is going before you to Galilee. It is there you will see him. Now I have told you." Filled with awe and great joy, the women came quickly away from the tomb and ran to tell the disciples. And there, coming to meet them, was Jesus. "Greetings," he said, and the woman came up to him and falling down before him, grasped his feet. Then Jesus said to them, "Do not be afraid. Go and tell my brothers that they must leave for Galilee. They will see me there." While they were on their way, some of the guard went off into the city to tell the chief priests all that had happened. These held a meeting with the elders, and after some discussion, handed a considerable sum of money to the soldiers with these instructions. "This is what you must say. His disciples came during the night and stole him away while we were asleep. And should the governor come to hear of this, we undertake to put things right with him ourselves and to see that you do not get into trouble." The soldiers took the money and carried out their instructions, and to this day, that is the story among the Jews. The Gospel of the Lord. All along this Easter week, the Gospel will present to us different scenes of the apparition of the Lord to his disciples. This has as an effect to strengthen our faith in the risen Lord and to let us enter more deeply into the joy of Easter. In the Gospel of today, two scenes absolutely opposed one to the other. First, the women who had come to the tomb go back towards the disciples, and on their way, Jesus appears to them and gives them the mission to tell the apostles to go to Galilee, where he will meet them. Second, another scene of concealment, that of the religious authorities of Jerusalem, who want the soldiers to spread the news that, against a lot of money, that the disciples had come during the night while they were sleeping to take the body of Jesus away. Just like the people at the time of Jesus, we are confronted to a choice. Either we believe, like the women, that Christ is risen, or we have to go on the other side with the Jewish authorities who refuse this good news and stay in their blindness. To believe in Jesus, the risen Lord, does not come from seeing him physically, but from a free decision of one's heart. Yesterday, already today, as it was yesterday. Faith is at the same time a gift and a decision. A gift from God, a wonderful gift that allows us to see things in a different light, to give us meaning to our lives, to see the events and the people around us in a different way. But faith is also a decision of our heart that brings our life, all of our energies, into a special focus, to see history, to see the people, and to recognize the presence of the risen Lord in our brothers, and to love everyone and forgive everyone. There is no place that I found which is said that faith is easy, that faith goes by itself. No, I haven't seen that. And there are moments in our lives where it would be easier to doubt than to believe, especially when the events seems to be absolutely absurd, when we do not understand, that we are overcome by the strangeness of the situations we live like today. But let us remember that men and women before us have been through worse crises than what we will ever live. Let's think about the first Christians who had to face persecutions, torture, and who had put their faith above all their mortal lives. Let us think also about those people who have lived their faith hidden because of hostile political regimes. Or again, for those who are unjustly condemned, or even those who spent years attached to their hospital beds or to their wheelchairs because of a chronic disease. These people who, in circumstances much worse than ours, have kept their faith alive and their hope absolutely impossible to unroot. Yes, to believe is difficult, but it's liberating. Indeed, the light of the faith makes us able to bring a new way of looking at events or even at the crosses that come into our lives. We do believe that the way Jesus is looking to these people or these events, this way that Jesus is looking is very different from our short sight as human beings. Let us rejoice that these Easter celebrations will give us the opportunity to adjust our way of looking at people and events like Jesus sees them. So, after a long season of Lent, we will accept that this time will change, transform our sadness and into a joy that will make us free people. The freedom that comes from welcoming the good news in our lives. Christ is truly risen.